Hey, it's the Worth Playboy.
And my Playboys Bunny.
Welcome to our podcast where we discuss pickup, game, relationships, and
Sex.
keeping your text game alive.
Woo! Texting is not just playful on the front end. It's not something that you only pay attention to when you're first doing pickup, when you're first running game on a new girl. People get into relationship, and 9 times out of 10, they let the playfulness slip. You know, they let the dating stuff slip. And in doing so, instead of texting something sexy or playful in the middle of the day, they'll text, about schedules or errands or picking up groceries or who's going to pick the kids up from soccer. And it's just, and then they wonder why their married life or their relationship has gone dry. So yesterday I got a message from one of my clients, and it essentially was like, I want to text my girl midday, but I don't, what should I say? And so the kind of stuff we're going to talk about today will stretch across still like being pretty new with a new girl, like keeping it fresh with her, all the way to married for 10, 20, 50, however many years, and keeping it fresh with her and everything in between.
I would just say that almost anything that we put in front of you in the beginning, before you guys start fucking regularly, if we're talking about like from the time you meet at a party, at the grocery store, online, whatever, and doing your first couple of meetups in person, we don't want you texting a lot.
Yeah.
We want you getting in front of her and seducing her in person where you can end the night with sex.
And it shouldn't be highly sexualized texting.
Yeah, we've talked about that before.
Yeah, well, we've talked about a lot of this stuff before, but they're still doing it.
Yeah.
They're still shooting themselves in the foot.
And that's where guys that are experienced in pickup and have been doing this, and they can burn leads.
Yeah.
They'll talk about sex because they're going to burn leads and they don't care.
Yeah.
But for guys that are a little bit more careful, a little bit less, extroverted, they burn leads and don't have anything to go to, and they're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
So,
but girls will sexualize conversations on the front end
to test it.
Because they want the attention in that moment.
Oh, yeah.
Not because they're trying to actually meet up. Yeah. So that's a red flag if a girl is sexualizing stuff on the front end before you've actually gotten to know her and actually started having sex with her.
Yeah. Good point. And that's what we want to convey is like the midday text, a lot of this is not going to be applicable. Like 80% of it won't be applicable if you're not fucking this girl yet.
Yeah.
That should all be about getting her in front of you.
But you did have a great midday text for new and established girls. That was let me guess.
I'm going to guess.
I'm going to guess.
I'm going to guess. And then you basically say, I'm going to guess, and you can say, what her routine's going to be that day. I'm going to guess what you're eating for lunch, and you just try to shape it to who she is,
Yeah.
If she's kind of a country girl, you go, like barbecue and 6 Coors Lights, But I always, I guess because I go with flaky girls, I'd be like a glass of wine and a Percocet. It just needs to be stupid.
Yeah, you told me that I was like out at lunch with girlfriends, and you were like, I'm gonna guess what you're gonna have for lunch, and you'd said a glass of Chardonnay, and you're gonna push a leaf around a plate and chase it with a Xanax.
That's it. That's perfect. That's pretty funny. That's funny. That's pretty good.
But it's perfect, like girls' nights out before you're really like in relationship, to be like her. She's like, hey, I'm going out tonight with my girls or whatever, and you're like, I'm gonna guess what. And what's great about that is then literally she orders her drink that night and she's thinking about you, and she tells her girlfriends how funny this was.
That's pretty good.
That you texted this. So it's a win-win.
Let's talk. Okay, so because this was from a question that a married guy
Yeah,
we're
in
saying-
relationship.
which gives you an idea of what you can draw a blanket almost any point in your life. And you
Yeah.
go, especially midday stuff, because a lot of these guys, especially old school guys, are like, "Don't call me at work.
Yeah.
Don't contact me when I'm not here. Don't contact me.
I'm at
You know?
work. I'm busy. I'm on the golf course. I'm busy.
Yeah. I'm at but they do. It messes up. They have a very strong line between work and home.
Yeah.
So give us some of the suggestions for a straight guy that's wanting to loosen things up with his wife for a midday text to kind of like start getting the ball rolling.
I say the rules of midday text, if you've already covered all the scheduling things, all the everything, whatever business, and even in the middle of all that, you can say, I love that you are my personal sex toy. Like, one of the keys about midday text with your wife, with your long-term girlfriend, with whatever, with an established relationship, is she needs to actually be a little bit nervous to open her phone around other people, because she doesn't know if it's going to be fun, if it's going to be sexual, or if it's just going to be business stuff like, the groceries or picking up the dry cleaning. So think edgy, mix it up. I love that you're my personal sex toy. I'm going to fuck you so hard tonight, you're going to be speaking in tongues. That thing you did last night with your tongue, phenomenal. You need to do that every minute of every day that we're ever naked together. Whatever the case may be, it needs to be, or you come across a piece of lingerie or whatever, send her a picture, send her a screenshot. This would look phenomenal on you. Make it, no matter how long you've been together, make her a little bit nervous to open her phone around you. It goes a long way, because then she's always thinking of you as a lover, as a sexual partner, not a business partner, not a roommate.
And for the guys that this is relatively new to, but you do want to actually incorporate it, it's one thing a day, one thing in the middle of the day will break up the monotony.
It's wonderful.
And you can get back to what you were doing, because a lot of guys, they have rules mentally, they just can't be distracted.
You can literally send this kind of text and set it and forget it. You don't even have to respond to her response.
It's probably best.
It doesn't have to become a conversation.
Exactly.
That's and it's best if it doesn't, because she's like, oh, he was thinking of me. Well, where'd he go? Exactly. And then for the next 2 hours, she's checking her messages. Yeah.
She knows if you're a not texting guy and you do this, you're going to get all kinds of points.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. Well, and of course, Fort Worth is an absolute genius at these things. He's really quick-witted, and so he always sends me the most ridiculous stuff, and it's hilarious. He'll type out, and this goes against this is the exception to the double texting rule. He will type out words in single text. He'll spell out words. He'll spell out slut, or he'll spell out, sex toy, or I don't know. I mean, he'll just spell out.
I know, it's hard to describe.
It's hard to describe, and it sounds really stupid, but it's hilarious. It's the funniest thing, because you're getting all of these stupid notifications, and it's one letter at a time, and you're just like, oh my God, he's going to drive me crazy in the best way. Along those lines, I think it's always funny to say something like, serious question, because then she sees the preview of this text and she's like, oh fuck, what's going on? And then be like, do you think your left tit's better or your right tit's better?
That's pretty funny.
Or don't you think your right nostril's a little bit bigger than the other one? Or, that freckle on your ass cheek that I spend 3 hours a day with, whatever. It looks a little bit like, Chucky, the scary toy from that stupid movie. Whatever it is, the more just asinine and ridiculous, the better. So say serious question, and then like ask a ridiculous question.
Remember, girls are basically teenagers. So this, you may go, this is just dumb.
This is so stupid.
Yeah.
That's because you wouldn't text a guy this.
No. That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it comes down to, is be lighthearted. And like with what Bunny's describing is basically you're pushing and pulling. You're pushing and pulling.
Exactly.
You know?
Well, and it's making sure she's not on, like, this teasing stuff. It's perfect because, you know, it's not putting her on a pedestal. Even the mother of your 3 children doesn't want to constantly think that you worship her at her feet. So understand that you can appreciate and respect and truly, truly, deeply love your significant other without making her feel like you couldn't do better if you needed to. You know, there's a fine line, but you can walk it. And this is one of those tools that really helps you do that. Really helps you do that. You know, I just love that you've softened up a little bit lately. You know, do you? And this is even better if she's actually like hard as a rock and like a big fitness girl. I mean, Fort Worth loves to, you know, make tuba sounds walking behind me. You know, if we're lifting together at the gym and I'm anywhere close to the weight that he's using, he'll make sure that, you know, the next exercise is one where he just blows me out of the water and, you know, teases me about it. Like, you name it, there are so many ways to play and to be playful, and that translates in text.
Perfect.
If you like this podcast, please like, subscribe, share with your friends. If you have had a lot of success with teasing, midday texts, and things like that, like we are talking about today, we love to hear it because other guys need to know that this stuff works. I would say, you know, if you are familiar with us and you like what we put out, Fort Worth and I each have evergreen products that are absolutely phenomenal. They pay off now, and they pay off with every single item that we put out there. And what that is it's truly our evergreen bundle. It's every single thing that we have every single book that we have ever published, and every future product that we ever publish, free. So it's one set price. You set it, forget it. You don't have to pay any attention to anything else that we ever sell because you'll get it automatically. It's a win-win. Because good grief. Because in all things, we want you to win. Bye.